Lawful Purpose Expenditures, Part 3. In this video, we are going to be going through Lawful Purpose Expenditure Codes 11 through 26. Code 11 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures allows your organizations to make contributions or expenditures to a nonprofit organization that is a church or body of communions. One of the common scenarios that we get questions on is regarding cemetery maintenance. If the cemetery is maintained by the church, it is okay to make the expenditure under Code 11. If the cemetery is maintained by a 501c3 organization, you may make this expenditure using Code 1. If the cemetery is maintained by a unit of government, you will use the Code 10 and complete an LG 555. If the cemetery is maintained by an independent organization such as a cemetery association and is not a 501c3 organization or unit of government, this expenditure would not be considered a lawful purpose expenditure. Code 12 allows your organization to contribute to surface water quality testing as approved by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. For these expenditures, you will want to fill out the Form LG 555 and maintain this in your gambling records for 3.5 years. Code 13 allows your organization to make contributions to wildlife management projects that benefit the public. Your organization could make contributions for items such as trail maintenance, including the purchase or lease of equipment, supplies and materials for DNR safety training and educational programs, such as gun safety, snowmobile safety, and ATV safety class. All expenditures under Code 13 do need to be approved by the DNR and have the Form LG 555 completed and maintained in your organization's records for 3.5 years. Lawful Purpose Code 14 allows your organization to pay for nutritional programs, contribute to food shelves, as well as congregate dining programs for those 62 or older or disabled. Please note, paying for meals for individuals 62 or older is not a lawful purpose expenditure unless the meals are part of a congregate dining program. Congregate dining programs are qualified nutritional meals that meet the guidelines from the Minnesota Health Department. Code 15 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures allows your organization to contribute to community arts programs that are open to the community. These could include items such as a community theater, an arts or musical show, or a dance troupe. Contributions to these programs must not net any monetary, economic, financial, or material benefit to your organization. For example, you can't charge for tickets and make money on the event. Also not allowed is a band playing at your bar on the weekends, as this is not a community arts program. If your organization is a veteran or fraternal organization, Code 16 allows you to pay for utilities such as heating, water, sewage, and electricity. If your premise is wholly owned or wholly leased, you may pay up to 100% of your heating, water, sewer, and electricity. If you own your building but sublease a proportion of it out, you will need to apply to the director to be able to pay the proportional percentage of the utilities for the portion of the building that is used as your headquarters. Please note, for temporary functions such as weddings, parties, and meetings, these are not considered subleasing your property. Code 17 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures allows veterans organizations to pay up to $5,000 annually for meals and other membership events held in recognition of military service. For example, you could have a family picnic to recognize the military service of your members. The meals for this picnic could be paid for both the member as well as their spouses using Code 17. Other individuals could be present at this event, but the cost of their meals would need to be paid for from your general fund or a source of non-gambling. Other expenditures, such as the cost to have a speaker or the cost of printing programs for events, are also allowed under Code 17. Code 18 is a lawful purpose expenditure that all licensed organizations will use to report their state licensing fees that are paid to the Gambling Control Board. This includes your organization license fee, your premises permit fees, as well as your gambling manager license fee. Due to the infrequent payment of these fees, this is an item that is frequently misreported as an allowable expense versus a lawful purpose expenditure. Code 19 is for contributions or expenditures made to honor an individual's humanitarian service as demonstrated through philanthropy or volunteerism. This could include items such as purchasing plaques to honor individuals for their philanthropy or volunteerism, hosting a picnic for flood workers who volunteered their time to fill sandbags, or purchasing items such as food and beverages for a blood donation event. Your organization is not allowed to use these funds to purchase items for persons in paid position. For example, you may not purchase apples for teachers that are in paid positions. If your organization desires to make a donation to another licensed organization within the Gambling Control Board, you are required to get prior Gambling Control Board approval before issuing that donation. Use the Form LG-270 to apply for approval. Once approval has been received, you may make that donation and code it under Code 20 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures. Code 21 allows your organization to make donations to a GCB-approved parent organization. For example, a VFW post may contribute to the VFW state-level programs as approved by the Gambling Control Board. Check with your parent organization for the GCB pre-approved project list. Parent organizations that have a 501c3 foundation, such as the American Legion, should give the money directly to the foundation and code the lawful purpose expenditure as Code 1. Code 22 allows all licensed gambling organizations to spend up to 5% of their previous year's net receipts on the repair, maintenance, or improvement of real property and capital assets owned by the organization, or for the replacement of capital assets that are owned by the organization that can no longer be repaired, without Gambling Control Board approval. The real property or capital assets must be made available to other nonprofits free of charge, and the location must be used for the organization's primary headquarters or primary mission. To calculate the 5% available and track your expenditures throughout the year, you will want to use Form LG-267. For example, an organization that had $150,000 in net receipts in the prior year would be able to spend $7,500 on repair and maintenance for that year. The second page of this form is a great resource for you to be able to see what is allowed and what is not allowed to be spent under Code 22. Items that are not allowed under Code 22 include items such as building expansions, bar-related expenditures such as bar stools, flooring for the bar area, or furniture for the bar area. The bar area consists of all of the area where the bartender serves the alcohol, where bar customers are normally seated, and bar activities such as pool tables or video games. Commercial items such as apartments and spaces leased to others are not allowed under Code 22. If your organization does not spend the complete 5%, you may not carry forward any of the unused balance. If your organization has a project that will exceed the 5% limit, prior GCB approval will be required. Contact your compliance specialist for more information. Code 23 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures allows your organization the acquisition or improvement of capital assets used exclusively for lawful purpose with the item price of $2,000 or more. For these expenditures, your organization is required to request approval using Form LG 266. It is important to note that the $2,000 limit is on each item versus the total equipment purchase. For example, if your organization was buying 1,000 bats at $20 a bat, your total purchase would be over $2,000, but the per item purchase value is only $20. Therefore, this expenditure would not need approval under Code 23. Instead, this capital asset acquisition would qualify under Code 7. Code 24 allows licensed gambling organizations to acquire, erect, improve, or expand on real property. For example, if a baseball association wanted to add another ball field, or if an organization wanted to build a storage shed on their property. These expenditures do require prior GCB approval using Form LG 266. Code 25 allows an organization to replace a building that was destroyed by fire or other catastrophic event or taken through eminent domain. Prior GCB approval is required using Form LG 262 or 263. Code 26 of Lawful Purpose Expenditures allows you to support veterans clubs that are not involved with lawful gambling by allowing contributions to a 501c19. The receiving veterans club may not be licensed to conduct lawful gambling, be affiliated with a contributing organization, or be a permitted premise for lawful gambling.